Live from WTVO 17 and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
More students will plug in laptops for class soon. Several local districts announce moves to full-time e-learning. Administrators explain the end-of-year change. The countdown to Thanksgiving is on, but before you fire up the oven or fryer, firefighters have tips to avoid a Turkey Day kitchen crisis. People line up for hours so they can celebrate with a Thanksgiving meal. It's a sign Rockford's NBA star hasn't forgotten about his hometown. We'll have a live report. Good evening, I'm Eric Wilson. Mimi Murphy is off tonight. We'll get to those in just a minute, but we want to begin with an active shooter situation at a Wisconsin shopping mall. This is at Mayfair Mall, just outside Milwaukee. Police say several people were shot around 3 this afternoon. Witnesses say victims were wheeled out of the mall and put into ambulances. None of the injuries appear to be life-threatening. Around 75 police officers responded. Right now, the shooter has not been caught. Look for updates to this story on our website, mystateline.com. Rockford Public Schools will move to full remote learning right around the holidays. The change takes place after Thanksgiving and lasts through the new year. Administrators say the district's following a recommendation from the Winnebago County Health Department as coronavirus cases increase. According to RPS 205, there are 41 confirmed cases of coronavirus among students and staff at Rockford schools. There are almost 29,000 kids in the district. Students are slated to return to in-person hybrid learning January 4th. Rockford joins a growing list of state-line school districts halting in-person classes around the holiday break. Rochelle, Meridian, Harlem, Oregon, Freeport, and Dixon have also announced plans of an e-learning period due to COVID-19 concerns. Area Catholic schools have made similar changes. See the full list of schools' remote plans on our website, mystateline.com. New mitigations in effect across Illinois. The entire state has now entered Tier 3. That means retailers need to operate at 25% capacity. Pharmacies and grocery stores can be up to 50%. Bars and restaurants must continue to follow guidance already in place. Video gaming and casinos also need to shut down. The measures begin after state health officials confirm more than 1,300 new cases of the 13,000 new cases of the coronavirus, including 126 additional deaths. The man accused of killing Rockford teen Tammy Tracy nearly 30 years ago appears in a Georgia courtroom. 64-year-old Jesse Smith waived extradition to Illinois. The Winnebago County Sheriff's Department will arrange for Smith to be transported here. That could happen over the next week or two. Yesterday, a Winnebago County grand jury indicted Smith on a dozen first-degree murder charges. Prosecutors believe Smith knew the Tracy family. He lived in Rockford when Tammy disappeared. She vanished from Searles Park in May 1987. About a year later, someone found her remains in the Sugar River Forest Preserve. She'd been shot and stabbed. A date for Smith's first court appearance in Winnebago County has not been announced. 2 men are charged after Rockford narcotics detectives uncovered several illegal drugs. Police were tipped off about drug deals happening in condemned buildings on 5th Avenue near Kishwaukee. Investigators raided the homes Wednesday. Officers say they found cocaine, pot, hydrocodone, and ammunition. 22-year-old Jamal Sanders and 20-year-old Raymond Sanders Jr. face a whole list of drug charges. A hometown hero gives back to the community ahead of Thanksgiving. Fred Van Vleet partnered with the City of Rockford and Molina Healthcare to host his 3rd annual Turkey Drive. Dylan Saraki joins us live from the BMO Harris Bank Center. Dylan, what time do people start lining up today?
Yeah, Eric, people started lining up here shortly after 2 o'clock, even though the event wasn't supposed to start until 4. So they started handing out turkeys a little early. Volunteers from Auburn High School, Fred's alma mater, are among those volunteering to hand out turkeys to families as they pull up. In total, 700 turkeys will be given away to families in need. Van Vleet's marketing director Marquez Beeks says that's significantly more than years past. In fact, he tells me the NBA star wanted to do more to give back to the Forest City this holiday season, with many families finding it harder than ever to fill their Thanksgiving tables.
Obviously, as we all know, a lot of families has been struggling due to the pandemic, so it was one of those things whereas I know the last couple years we did an amount, but this year we did a bigger amount just for the simple fact that it's been rough times on some families as well too, so it's big for him to give back to the community as we all know.
I talked to one of Auburn's current stars about what it means to him to help Van Vleet give back to the community. Hear from him coming up tonight at 9 and 10. But for now, reporting live in Rockford for your home team, I'm Dylan Saraki.
Clearly, there's still a need in the community. Dylan, thanks for the live report. With less than a week left until Thanksgiving, Rockford police say last-minute holiday preparations should include finding a designated driver. More than 30% of car crash deaths involve an impaired driver. And although large gatherings are not recommended due to the coronavirus this year, RPD is still planning increased safety patrols to crack down on drunk drivers and make sure everyone gets to the dinner table safely. In addition to dangers on the roads, there are also threats in the kitchen. Doctors say they treat a lot of burns and injuries during the holiday season. Ari Bruckman spoke with one today and provided some tips to keep cooks safe this Thanksgiving.
Families are beginning to prepare their turkeys. Because of COVID-19, many aren't having large gatherings and instead meeting with family members on Zoom. This means more cooks in the kitchen and the possibility of more exploding turkeys. Boone County Fire Chief Brian Kuntz says people need to be careful when deep frying.
I would say threat is when people are doing the deep frying of the turkeys. You want to make sure that you have that outside of your residence and not even in your garage.
Although you can prepare for the worst, accidents do happen. Dr. Eric Troutman of Swedish American Hospital says you can get burned easily cooking at such high temperatures.
So first thing to do is try and cool down the area of the burn. So basically try and get cool water, indirect ice, through a pack on it to try and cool down the burn as quickly as one can. Running cool water on it, indirect ice pack can help as well.
For your home team, I'm Ari Bruckman.
Wisconsin's partial recount is officially underway. Eyewitness News is your local election headquarters. The recount is only taking place in Milwaukee and Dane counties. The Trump campaign requested and paid for it. Elections officials say people are invited to observe the process if they maintain social distancing and wear a mask. The full count will also be streamed live online. Biden leads Trump in Wisconsin's unofficial count by more than 20,000 votes. If you still haven't received your $1,200 stimulus check, you have until tomorrow to claim it. The IRS commissioner testified before Congress, urging Americans to register online before Saturday afternoon. Washington correspondent Anna Wernicke is keeping you connected to the nation's capital.
IRS spokesman Rafael Tulino says time is running out for Americans to receive their COVID-19 stimulus money.
Tomorrow's the deadline, 3 p.m. Eastern time.
Tulino says nearly 9 million Americans didn't claim their checks and may not know they are eligible.
Generally, you're talking about somebody who normally does not file a tax return. And a lot of people don't have to every year because they don't meet the threshold, minimum threshold that is of income to file a return.
On Friday, lawmakers grilled the IRS Commissioner Charles Rettig about mistakes made while distributing the first round of checks.
Simple things like getting an EIP for $6.50 instead of $650. And then having to wait 9 months for that to be corrected.
The IRS commissioner admits the agency was not properly staffed or prepared to distribute billions of dollars to millions of Americans.
The Internal Revenue Service employees balanced the statutory requirement to deliver these payments, quote, as rapidly as possible, as dictated by the CARES Act, with a need for accuracy and a concern about potential fraud.
As best we could, that's how we began to administer it, and that's how we're continuing to administer it.
Tulino says the agency is working to correct the flawed checks and is encouraging anyone who thinks they are eligible and hasn't received a check to contact the IRS immediately.
Go to irs.gov, use the non-filers tool to provide us with that information, and that way we can get you a payment before year's end.
In Washington, I'm Anna Wernicke.
Now your first warm weather forecast with meteorologist Kevin Doom.
In addition to some unseasonably warm temperatures today, we saw a good mix of clouds and sunshine for most of our Friday, and that's what we're still seeing. Here's a live look over downtown Beloit using our Mercy Health Sky Track, where we're seeing pretty much a good mix of cloud cover and clear sky for the time being. Temperatures were in the upper 50s for much of the day, but are now down in the upper 40s and lower 50s. Right now, we're at 51 in Rockford, 46 in Freeport, and 48 currently for those of you down in Dixon. Now, this is quite a bit cooler than where temperatures were last night, anywhere from around 10 to to 15 degrees cooler to be exact. Now this cool down is the result of a cold front that had actually moved through last night and shifted our wind direction from southerly to northerly and northwesterly. So as we were seeing a lot of warm air being pulled into the state line from the south yesterday, now the opposite effect is happening. We're seeing some very cool air being pulled down into the state line from the north, and that's what's cooled down our temperatures. It's going to continue to cool down our temperatures as we head into tomorrow as well. But with another day on the warmer side of normal, this November is now on track to be one of the warmest on record. So far through the 19th, this has been the third warmest November on record. Our average high temperature has been 61 degrees. That's behind only 2016, which ended up being the warmest year on record, and 2001 as well. And it looks like this warm trend is going to stick with us through the end of the year. The Climate Prediction Center actually just released their outlook for the month of December, and you can see confidence is fairly high that our temperatures will continue to be above average as we head through not only the rest of this month, but next month as well. So even though we were seeing some overcast skies for a good portion of the day, the rain stayed away. We did have a little bit of rain move through just to our south, but the rain managed to stay down to our south. Now looking ahead with our futurecast, the cloud cover is sort of going to come and go through the night. Most of the night should be more on the mostly cloudy side, but tomorrow we're going to see partly cloudy skies, at least for the first half of the day or so. Cloud cover will increase though as we head into the latter part of the afternoon and into the evening. This increase in cloud cover is going to lead up to a chance for a little bit of rain overnight and into Sunday, possibly as late as Sunday afternoon. Now, several factors are going to influence whether we actually do see rain. So with a storm system passing to our south, we also have a high pressure system to our north and our northeast here, which is going to help keep some of this rain down to our south. Now we have diverging winds coming out of this high pressure system, which is going to help to push some of this rain away from the state line, but just how strong this high pressure system is and also the exact location of that system and the storm system itself will ultimately determine if we'll see some rain and how much rain we will see. Now if we do end up seeing a little bit of rain between in the overnight hours between tomorrow and Sunday or even into Sunday, there is a slight chance we could see a little bit of snow mixed in there as well. No rain or snow tonight, however, just some mostly cloudy skies and temperatures down near freezing. As we head into tomorrow, temperatures should be back to where we should be for the season with highs in the lower to middle 40s, increasing cloud cover as I mentioned, leading to that slight chance for some rain, possibly a little bit of snow as well. Another chance of rain comes through on Tuesday, but looking ahead to Thanksgiving, we should be nice and dry, lots of sun, temperatures hopefully back in at the 50s. Eric?
Now, the Napleton Sports Desk with Sports Director Scott Lever.
And James Robinson's remarkable rookie season continues this Sunday with a tough assignment against one of the best defenses in the NFL. The Jaguars will take on the Steelers in Pittsburgh. Robinson has been limited in practice this week with a shoulder injury, but he's expected to be full go on Sunday. He's been a workhorse. He's rushed for 689 yards. He topped 100 last week in Green Bay. Offense coordinator Jay Gruden says the Jaguars plan to keep feeding JR the football.
For the most part, we're trying to establish run and be physical. We know what James can do and what he brings to the table. As long as he's healthy, as long as his stamina's in check, then I think he needs to get the ball.
Another former Rockford guy came up big last night in the NFL. Former Boylan Titan Dan Arnold hauled in his 4-yard touchdown pass from Kyler Murray in the third quarter. The Cardinals lost to the Seahawks. It's Arnold's first touchdown catch of the season. He has 17 receptions total for 208 yards. Matt LaFleur says Devontae Adams should be ready to go Sunday against the Colts. That despite the fact Adams has been bothered by a sore ankle this week. Tomorrow is shaping up to be the best Saturday of Big Ten football so far this season. There will be two huge games in each conference. In the East, 9th-ranked Indiana takes on 3rd-ranked Ohio State. You can see that game at 11 a.m. on Fox 39. Then at 2:30 on WTVO, it's 10th-ranked Wisconsin against 19th-ranked Northwestern. The two winners could very well wind up in the Big Ten championship game next month. NBA free agency is just now opened up. Before the night is done, we could know what team Fred VanVleet will be playing for this coming season. The Knicks, Pistons, Hawks, and Raptors are the 4 teams expected to vie for his services. If VanVleet winds up resigning with the Raptors, he won't be playing in Toronto. The Canadian government won't allow NBA games to play there this season because of COVID travel restrictions. The Raptors will instead play their home games in Tampa. That's sports. We'll be right back.
have a look at our first sworn interactive radar sponsored by Rockford Auto Glass and More. No rain today, a little bit of rain down to our south, but we're going to avoid the rain through the rest of the night here and into tomorrow as well. Now, we could see a little bit of rain overnight between tomorrow and Sunday, even heading into Sunday afternoon. Most of the weekend, though, should be dry, temperatures in the 40s, hopefully back up to the 50s by Thanksgiving.
Even a nice streak of 40s this time of year feels great. Thanks, Kevin. Stay safe.